All right, welcome back to MTG Extra. I know I'm not active on here and I don't really upload that often, and that's because I've got my main channel, MTG Production, and some of my other channels like Tesla Volt, Dose of Pokemon, and my Turkish channel as well. And with MTG Extra, I just kind of want to share just miscellaneous things kind of focused around the YouTube business and how I run my business, how I plan on making like $100,000 in 2025 and things like that. Some, around like the finance slash business type of field for this channel, and maybe a little bit of behind the scenes. But today I want to talk about how I run my YouTube business in 2025 with Notion and the iPad mini. So iPad mini it's my only iPad that I have, and I've tested other iPads too, but I always just come back to using an iPad mini, and this has just been pretty much my business machine, I guess, in a way, like my productivity machine, I'll put it that way. Yes, I have a MacBook Air and I use that to edit videos, and a Mac mini too, but when it comes to like behind the scenes, just admin work, it's usually my iPad mini. And with Notion, I use it every single day, all the time, for both my business and also just, my daily to-do list and things like that. But for MTG Productions as well, I've got my main page, and because it's my main brand, I have my other channels built inside of here, like my Turkish channel I have right here, MTG Extra, built in with like my Tesla Volt video planner, Dose of Pokemon, and MTG Productions. And those are essentially like the main things I use to run the business, to track the videos that I'm kind of working on. So for example, if we dive into, let's just say, start off with MTG Productions. So right here with MTG Productions, we have content ideas. We have it broken down into content ideas, and let me just go ahead and zoom in here real quick. There we go. So we have content ideas. Again, sometimes these happen, they come into fruition, sometimes they don't. I've been sitting on this Apple and management within for about almost 2 years. It was kind of my college project, and I kind of had the script ready, but I still haven't really solidified what content, like video footage, to record. But then once the content idea is solidified, I move on to video scripts and bullet planning. So here I make sure that I have the script or the bullet planning complete. So for example, I use iPad mini for 1 year. I'm still working on that, and then eventually I'll move that to the thumbnail, which I like to make sure I have the thumbnail taken care of before I record the video. And as you can see, I'm working on the thumbnail for like 4 different videos. Then at the record process, I have 3 videos, which actually we can move that to 1. So let's go ahead and move that, because I just recorded the Galaxy Z Flip 7 video. And I have 2 more videos that I have to record. Then we have the edit right here. And with edit, and then there's load more groups too. This definitely works, shows it all if you're using like a MacBook. But we have the editing process and then the upload process. So I have it different between upload and publish. So upload is when the video is up there, but for example, I have it scheduled for the following day or like 2-3 days later. And then publish is once it's published, once it went live, then I move it over, and I have a list of all my completed videos. So in the case of needing to kind of track back and pull some bullet points from previous videos, I have that option. So again, this is like just my video planner for the videos themselves. Now there's also, when I switch to content calendar, this I can see which videos I plan on uploading or publishing. So for example, on the next coming days, I have 2, or the next coming week, I have 3 videos I plan on publishing. So on August 25th, August 26th, and August 29th, I want to make sure that I have those videos up and ready. And I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. There we go. I want to make sure I have those videos. So again, A56, it's been recorded. I just need to edit, and then upload date right here is August 26th. Then we go back to the content calendar and then back to board. So let's go back to board. And again, this is the same for essentially every single one. So Tesla Volt, again, is the same. We go back to board. These ones, again, I've thrown in some like content ideas, and then I've also thrown in like different videos that I'm still working on, like with the thumbnail. And then this one's a little bit different. I want to make sure I have the thumbnail of the video to give me an idea of what exactly I want to talk about. Then I move it to the script and the bullet planning. It's vice versa with MTG Productions. Then I have record. Again, there's a lot of videos I need to record for Tesla that I just haven't gotten to, and then the edit, and then there's obviously the upload and publish as well. So those are the main ones. And again, I have them for all of them, including MTG Extra. So we can actually jump in and we see right here how I run my YouTube business 2025. This video right here is in the record process. And once it's done, I'm going to move it to editing, and the edit process will begin. So I have the, again, for all my channels, and I also have a template that you guys can check out for this. So I do have like a video template, and then I also do have my finance templates, finance tracker. This finance one, that ended up changing, so I'm not really working on that finance personal channel. That's kind of, I'm still trying to figure out what that channel should be. So for right now, I don't really touch that, but I do have my video template, finance tracker template, and then a social media template as well. So this is social media content planning. If you guys want to check this out, this obviously has all of them, from like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and then Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. But when we go back, let's go back to MTG Productions. Now, I know there's a bunch of different productivity tools, but I'm telling you this, because of having Notion, I've been able to secure more brand deals and sponsorships because I am tracking what I am doing. I have my finance tracker. I have my video tracking right here. So for example, I've broken it down. So for Reels, Shorts, and TikTok, I just have the ideas right here, or at least the title names, and those are kind of spontaneous. So I don't really need too much prepping. I just have the title and I can kind of work on top of that. And because these are shorter videos, easy to produce. So for example, like I have these right here that have yet to be uploaded and recorded. So like I know, like if I wrote upload right here, I have it recorded, I just need to upload the video. Again, same thing, Instagram, Reels, and YouTube Shorts is, I'll share those videos on those two platforms. And then for TikTok, I'll make a completely separate video that's like a minute or longer. And I will also share that on a platform called Flip, which was actually doing really well at the beginning of the year, but then flopped real quick. I still share my video just because it doesn't really take up any time. I still get some traction, not that much, but they've kind of shifted to debates. When this whole thing about TikTok kind of closing down, everyone was shifting towards Flip, and then it didn't happen. So Flip was doing good, but they decided to change their view, and now they make like debate videos, which is weird. But again, I have this segment for my short videos. Then what I have is my MTG product reviews. Again, I've broken it down into brand and company. So Apple, I know the iPhone 17 series is coming out, so I have those check marked. And as time gets closer, I go back into the product review section right here, and like I will start listing down video ideas. So I know that when I pick up the iPhone 17, for example, I'm going to be talking about making a video of the unboxing, and then 24-hour later review, things like that. So with Google Pixel 10 was recently unveiled. Those are the devices I plan on picking up. Maybe Pixel 10 for now I'll kind of leave on the side. Samsung, OnePlus, as of right now, there's nothing new coming out. Nothing, I still have to check out the Nothing Phone 3. And then for TikTok, products that I received that I have to make videos about, I usually have them right down there. And then we go back to our main homepage. I have right here my subscription tracker, which I just see what subscriptions I have for both the business and for personal, so I can kind of track that. And then my weekly to-do list, again, it's just Sunday through Saturday, what I have planned out each week. And that consists of both personal things as well as work things, and I kind of take it into starting off in the morning, which comes first. So for example, uploading my shorts, reels, TikToks, I want make sure I want to get those out the day early in the morning, 7, 8, 9, depends on how late it falls down. Sometimes it ends up happening at like 10 a.m., but I try to get those out as early as possible. And then other things throughout the day. So if it's work, it's work. If I have to work, like if I have to go grocery shopping, I'll do it in order of which comes first. But I have that weekly to-do list that I use every single day. Then I make sure I check mark off. I have my daily morning to-do list. So for example, like again, walking, responding to emails and messages, which I haven't really been able to do this, replying to YouTube comments. These things take time. Emails and messages for MTG production takes up some time. Replying to YouTube comments takes up a lot of time. And then posting these other things, I try to make sure I post a photo, at least one photo a day on Twitter and Threads, or X, again, whatever you want to call it. Then I make sure, that the reel that I post on Instagram is the same YouTube short, is the same video for YouTube short, and the video for TikTok is the same for Flip. Then we go back and we have my long-term to-do list, and again, sponsorship rates. So I have my sponsorship rates of different videos I made, and then how much I earned from them, and I have them from last year as well as this year, so I get to compare. And this year we're already, as far as I remember, I think we have already passed how much we've made in sponsorship and brand deals compared to the entirety of 2024, and then planning on just increasing that in 2026. But overall, like if I didn't have that, and I know like there are some pending payments I have, so I have that pending, and when I go in there, I know like, okay, I have it pending, I have to reach back out to the brand, and it's just been a lot of behind the scenes running a YouTube channel, building the MTG brand. MTG is my initials, and no, it's not like Marjorie Taylor Greene, or it's not Magic the Gathering. I've gotten some people asking me if it's those two, and it's neither of those. For those who know, no, and for those who don't, well, you got to follow me on MTG Productions, because then you probably figure it out. But anyway, this is how I run it. I use Notion for productivity, and I use iPad as my main productivity device. Yes, I have Notion on my iPhone, and when I'm out on the go, I'll end up using it here as well. But for the most part, everything is essentially done with here on the iPad mini and with Notion. I use the iPad mini for content consumption, but also for work. And I would highly, highly recommend, if you want to get started on making videos on YouTube, start by planning scripting. Start by just being on top of things. You just don't want to go in, just record a video and hit upload, which is a great start, by the way, but because I think uploading your first video is the hardest part. What you want to do is you want to just track your work, track what you're doing. I think YouTube is essential. It's key in 2025, especially if you're looking to build a personal brand and you're looking to just grow a community and to work with brands and sponsors and deals and things like that. There's so much potential in YouTube, and for me, it's been a lot of great opportunities. I'll tell you this, just a couple of years ago, when I was being told many times, don't even work on YouTube, just focus on school and then get a job and things like that, a 9 to 5, which is fine, but why should I, you can do those too, but why completely just drop YouTube if that's already bringing in income as well, and you're also enjoying what you're doing? So, it's opened great doors and opportunities. I've been able to grow MTG Productions to more than 50,000 subscribers, which may not sound like a lot, but for me, like, I would not have imagined reaching 50,000. And now I have almost 50,000 on TikTok too. So it's like I'm growing on other platforms as well, not just on YouTube, but MTG as a whole is growing on other platforms too. So putting in the work has opened up lots of doors. Recently, Samsung flew me out for their unveiling of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Z Flip 7. So I got the great opportunity to kind of check those devices out, as well as their Samsung, you know, the latest smartwatches like here, the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic. And then I've been able to work with other brands like Google and OnePlus, a lot of case and accessory brands too. I was featured in a Google Pixel commercial, you know, just using a couple of my clips. I was actually featured in an NBC video. I think it was NBC, or it was like a YouTube video, and I'm gonna actually pull that up right now if I can find it. CNBC, it was a CNBC. So I'm gonna play for you guys too.
Released its latest folding phone, the Galaxy Z Fold 7, in July. Some said the era of the folding smartphone had arrived.
If you are in the market for a foldable, this is a really, really good buy.
That right there is me. So literally you can see the new phone, and I'm just recording in my car with this iPhone, and I'm talking about my experience like a month later and how it's a good buy. And it was featured in a CNBC video with like, what, 814,000, almost 1 million views. So my point is, if you start publishing on YouTube and you're just consistent, which consistency is key, you're going to eventually have great doors and opportunities open up for you too. So if you are out there and you just want to learn more about like the business side of YouTube and learn more about the finance side of YouTube and how to make money on YouTube and things like that, I'm here to kind of document, in a way, share my progress and share my experience here. Again, like I'm not like a huge channel that has like millions of subscribers. I only have 50,000 plus. And I only say only compared to, like, again, those larger channels. But I feel like being on YouTube since 2014, so coming up, my 11-year anniversary is going to be later in September. I've had a decent amount of experience and have seen YouTube grow to where I think it's essential for a business, for a personal brand, whatever the case may be. But you gotta stay consistent, and you gotta make sure that you track what you are doing, which is why I use Notion. And you just kind of have to put all that focus. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Definitely be sure to check out my other channels. If you aren't subscribed to MTG Extra, I'd really appreciate it. I don't know where this channel is going to be going, but I feel like at some point this channel will take off. Again, staying consistent. I got to kind of take my own advice here and post more here on MTG Extra. But, you know, with work and then with having MTG Productions, with Tesla Volt and Dose of Pokemon and my Turkish channel, I'm kind of trying to make sure that I prioritize which channel is most important, that being MTG is, and then the other channels kind of follow after. But I got 2 channels monetized, working on 2 more, and this one eventually may sometime become the 5th channel to get monetized. Working on it, but thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.